go. What's up, folks? Thursday. Welcome to another live episode here of the Hard to Kill podcast. I'm your host, Dave Morrow, and we're going to be going over the events that are going on in Veteran Land and getting a little bit more resolution on my new book, Harden the Fuck Up. That's the title. Just came out on Friday. You can get yours now on Amazon. Before we get into that, I'm going to share another book, actually, from a fellow veteran who we had a chat on Instagram. He's like, dude, I got a book too. I'm like, cool. What is it? He's like, I'll send you the link. I'm like, cool. Send it over. So just a shout out here to Celebrating Freedom. Came out in April this year by Corporal Suko. It's about that's the strats. Embarks on a trip of a lifetime to celebrate the liberation of Leeuwarden in the Netherlands with Major General Milner. Good old Diener. What's up, Dean? If you're paying attention, if you're listening. We patrolled actually once in Afghanistan. Me and General Milner. It was a pretty cool day. Pretty cool day. And we've connected since. So this is cool. And he's also accompanied by a few corporals here. And the historic trip turned into a personal mission to preserve the memory and the deeds of the many heroic Canadian soldiers who served during World War II. Together, they are constantly reminded that it's always a good day to be a dragoon. Sorry, I said strats. Oh, God. I don't know my armored regiment. Guys are like, it's fucking the dragoons. Okay, sorry. I'm an infantry guy here. Okay. So go check it out. It's on Amazon. Celebrating Freedom. Go support a fellow veteran author, nonetheless. But I digress. So before we do a little bit of circle time. Okay, not circle jerk time, circle time. We're going to read a little bit of the intro of Harden the Fuck Up because I want you to understand why I wrote this book. I think it's important. You've been listening to the podcast for a little bit. You've been tuning in, which is awesome. I want to make sure that you guys. Oops, sorry. Oh, whoa. Hold on a sec. I fucked this all up. Hold on a sec. Let's show his book here. Celebrating Freedom. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have my screen open here. Okay, let's shift that over. Perfect. I want to make sure you guys understand where I'm coming from. Why would I write a book named Harden the Fuck Up? Right? Yeah, I've got the Hard to Kill podcast, but why would I write that book? I'm going to get into it. Okay, I'll read excerpts of the introduction to really build the excitement around the book. So if you want to know a little bit more, you can head to my website. So it's just a little bit bigger here. So just came out last week. Already an Amazon bestseller. Can you believe that? Holy shit. If you guys are like this is what I've wanted for so long. I wanted to be an Amazon. I wanted to be a best-selling author. Now I am. I'm literally a best-selling author. And that's thanks to you guys. Let me just fix myself here. I'm cold, by the way, if you're wondering. It's like freezing in my office right now. That's why I'm all bundled up. Wearing my Afghan scarf. I'm a best-selling author now, and it delights me to no end. This happened within a day. And if you haven't got your copy yet, go keep on getting your copies. Send them out to friends for Christmas. The link is right here on the website. It's also in the description to give you an idea of what it's all about. It's written for you and me if you're a veteran, because I was sick and tired of seeing veterans not be healthy. And this all came about from COVID. I'll get into a little bit more later on in this live stream, but it's the ultimate fitness and mindset blueprint for military veterans, because it is not me telling you what to do. I'm not getting on a soapbox and I'm like, thou shalt do. No. It's the experts that are out there, the doctors, the influencers, the people that have devoted their lives to fitness and health. I've just put in a convenient package. It's right here. Okay. It's a convenient package, 172 pages. You can get through it in a day. And the foreword is written by Tim Jensen. the chief brand officer, co-owner of Grunt Style. No big deal. Grunt, Marine Corps veteran. It's already been reviewed and liked by Dallas Alexander, Tony Chapman, award-winning podcast host of Chatter That Matters, Major General Dennis Thompson. There's also Dr. Elliott, who's like, this is a sick book. I just didn't have the room to put them all up here. I will. I'll put all the shining testimonials. And speaking of testimonials, if you have picked up the book, guys, and when you do pick up the book, this is where your help for being a loyal listener comes into play. Algorithms are important. So the fact that you're tuning in here, you got to like it, share it, subscribe. It's all free, right? The free economy is huge, but you need to do your part. So if you're getting some value from the content and then you really enjoy the book, you got to go leave a review. Now, because it's so new, people are just getting their books, right? So folks haven't had time to review just yet, but we already got 3 reviews. Okay, so we've got Stephanie here, 5 stars, Hal Hughes, 5 stars, Pablo, 5 stars. I recommend that if you have read the book or have read a few chapters of the book, leave your honest opinion here. It goes a hell of a long way. You can't imagine how far this goes, because my goal is to help 100,000 veterans lose 2 million pounds. So in order to make that a reality, more people have to literally see this. They only get to see this book on their Amazon feeds if more people review the book. And that will allow the algorithm to pick it up and be like, oh yeah, shit, it's a bestseller. Oh yeah, shit, people are reviewing it like crazy. Oh shit, we got to show it to more people, and more people like you and me will get to benefit from the knowledge in there. So go do that. Do your virtuous behavior of the day. go leave a review. Go buy the book. The audiobook is coming out, guys. So if you're like, I wish there was an audiobook, it's coming out. It's coming up. The Kindle edition is there, and the paperback is there as well. And no, you cannot buy books from me. Not happening this time around. Not like the Nimble Warrior. You have to buy it from Amazon. They got to get their share. They get their cut. All right. They get their cut. That's the way it works. So appreciate you guys for tuning in and helping this book get to bestseller status in a very short period of time. Let's continue the momentum. Let's continue getting this up to the top of the charts, and leave a review, and make sure to go to the website and leave a review there too. Buy your copy. Really easy. All the information's here. And I forgot to mention, if I share this tab here, if you go to the website, you also get a sneak peek at every chapter, and you also get the workout program, which is at the very end. So you get all the nifty little graphics that I made. And on top of that, you get to literally learn the workout program that goes with the book. So that's all for you. It's all free. It's right here. So just go to hardtokill.org, harden up book. Okay. All right. So let's get into some of the news, and then let's get into story time. Who's excited? Drop some comments. You guys fired up? Or literally, what's going on today with you guys? Are you guys feeling good? Okay. Are you guys enjoying the weather? Pure Canadian comment. I'm enjoying the weather. It's snowing. My kids went bananas today. They're like, can we go outside before school? I'm like, yeah, of course. And they just built an epic snowman. They collaborated. They actually didn't beat each other up or fight. They literally built a snowman together, and they enjoyed the experience. And I was like, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Kids getting along, building snowman, doing snow angels. I'm like, yeah, that's why I like living here. Now we just need to get the rinks in. Best part about winter here in Canada. Alrighty. So 60 of you are tuning. Oh, 74. Shit. Thank you. Hey, let's see if we can get to 300. Last live, if you missed it, with Dave Swoboda, we had 300 people tuning in. That is a record here at the Hard to Kill podcast. If you may have noticed, I'm streaming on X on my account, not piggybacking off Veterans for Freedom for once. It's because I leveled up. I leveled up my X account. I'm like, hey, I got 1,000 followers. To celebrate, I might as well get verified. So I verified my account, and now I can stream live on X. So this is the first on X live. So if you're tuning in on the Hard to Kill podcast X page, welcome to your first live. Drop a comment. Let me know how you guys are feeling. So if we move into the news, let's go into the news. Whoa, that's a big. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's keep that. Let's keep that. We're going to look at some of the things that have been popping up on my X feed here. Again, Dave Pugliese, man, his stuff is really good. I don't know if you're following him. He's been covering the forces since I think the 80s. He just writes really good articles. He's with the Ottawa Citizen. And let's see what he has to say. A lack of housing and equipment continue to afflict the rank and file of the Canadian Armed Forces. Canadian military morale sees uptick, but problems persist. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it here. All right, so Canadian military morale sees uptick, but problems persist. So Chief of Defense Staff Jane Carignan speaks to a crowd during the change of command ceremony held at the War Museum in Ottawa on July 18th. And it happens to be the same change of command parade where good old Wayner decided to call guys like myself a useful idiot for daring to criticize our new Chief of Defense Staff. That was hilarious. And thanks to Corporal News Network for memorializing the event and making a cool t-shirt, which, by the way, Corporal News Network, if you're listening, the arms, sick. I don't know what shirt manufacturer you're using, but like it's tight on the biceps. So it makes me feel good when I wear it around my wife because I'm hoping that she's looking. And I'm filling sleeves. So keep it up, man. Great shirts. So let's get into this article a little bit. There's been a slight increase in morale in the Canadian military. Okay. I'm always curious, like, how do they measure this? You know, like, there's been a slight increase in morale. Okay, cool. Like, what is your metric for measuring that? Maybe we'll find out in the article. But a growing workload, lack of housing, and shortages of equipment continue to affect the rank and file. Country's top soldier has been told. Morale had been earlier assessed as mixed to low by military chaplains, but that is now ranked as mixed. Okay. All right. Okay. We're making progress. We're making progress. According to an October 29 briefing for Chief of Defense Staff Jenny Carignan. The briefing, which outlines a summary of assessments by military chaplains about the current welfare of the Canadian Armed Forces, was obtained by the Ottawa Citizen. All right. We're going to get into the juicy details here. Among the reasons for the boost in morale were improvements in pay and efforts to modernize the military, the briefing pointed out. Okay, fair enough. It was from April to September 2024, but several persistent issues continue to affect morale negatively, the chaplains warned Carignan. Those include ongoing shortages in equipment and resources, lack of affordable housing, and increased cost of living and staffing shortages. Shortages. Okay. Childcare spaces, difficulties in finding a doctor are also hurting morale. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, what this is, I mean, the fact that the military can't get this sorted since the 80s is not cool. This is a broken record. It's been the same story, right? I heard it when I joined in 2001. It was the dark era in the 90s. How does it keep on happening? So chaplains have reported that members are experiencing fatigue, low morale, largely due to personnel shortages. All right. So those personnel shortages, who was responsible for those personnel shortages? Oh, I know. I know. At least partly. Jenny from the block. She was in charge of this whole department, right, of culture change. And it was with the expressed like the designed intent to increase the number of people in the forces. And she cocked it up because she's a DEI woke, liberal, mind infected follower. I was going to come up with something a little bit, but I don't want to get strike on YouTube. She's one of these in the box. I believe everything that's coming out of the Liberal Party hive mind individual. So she fucked that up. She fucked up so badly. She got promoted to the best job in the world. Oh, I shouldn't say that. To the highest ranking position in the Canadian Armed Forces, which is Chief of Defense Staff. She's getting promoted. They're promoting incompetence. If you, this frustrates me so much. If you had a position that was to improve the morale and the numbers of military members, and you failed at that because it's objective. When you started, you had this many. When you left, you had this many. You failed. You don't get the next job because you're likely going to fail at that as well. You just don't move up. Like it's done. But not in Canada though. That gets you a promotion to the highest position in the world because you're a woman. Unreal, man. So freaking unreal. And like I hope she recognizes how like ironic it is that her what keeps her up at night. Let's get to that. She says what keeps her up at night. I hope I can find it. Um I don't think I don't think it's here. It was in another comment that was on X that I couldn't find. But what keeps her up at night is staffing the Canadian Armed Forces. I'm just like, bro, you're the reason why there's nobody in the Canadian Armed Forces, at least partly. How do you reconcile with that? What is your is your next bound to be like, hey, I'm going to double down on my idiotic policies? Like, let's recruit more to women because we want to get so many women in that never want to join in the first place. Uh, so, side note, when it comes to recruiting, I still have a soft spot for the calf, right? I mean, as much as they call me a useful idiot, it's like a bad relationship. I'll go back. I'll help you guys out. Even though you were abusive and you're a piece of shit to me a lot of the times, we had some good times. We had some great times. It's good. I can see myself getting back and helping the cause because I see Canada as something that's worth defending. So because there's a few idiots that are involved doesn't mean I just say fuck it, like just blast it all into outer space. But we got to get the ding dongs out, and she's one of the ding dongs. So I've tried to approach and have approached people like Cansoft to be like, hey, that there's country that does a really good job at recruiting. It's called the United States of America, and what they do on social media is really cool. Why don't we do something similar? Yeah, you know what, Dave? Yeah, let's get back to you on that. Let's just chat about. Well, we'll get back to you on that. Yeah, okay. That's the Canadian response to say go pound sand. I know what that means. Even though we had a good plan all set up, it'd be challenges. They're worried about like OPSEC. It's like cool. We don't even have to get guys that are in the units. Okay, how about that? How about we get guys that are out? How about we get guys that are retired? How about we get guys that would love to do a fitness challenge? Canada versus the United States, ex-assaulter versus ex. Hey, I'm just an ideas guy, but it comes down to the fact that we don't think outside the box here, and we don't want to risk potentially failing. I mean, we got all the ideas we could possibly want just next door to us in the United States. I mean, they do a great job on social media. They let their soldiers do all kinds of cool stuff. They have soldiers that are still in that have hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of followers. Here, it's like no, OPSEC, no, don't have a big following, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We could be doing fitness challenges and showing off like what's going on at Cansoft, which is pretty cool. And I'm, having never been in Cansoft, and I kind of always wanted to. I'd be like, okay, well, this is like my ability to kind of like peek behind the curtain a little bit, maybe see if I still got it, in my 40s. Obviously, I don't, but it'd be cool to at least give her a go. But no, Canada in their esteem, their highest esteem would say, oh well, how dare we like bring ourselves to like the social media level and dare try a contest with some plebeian who didn't attain the rank of major during his career. How dare we even consider that? So we got some comments coming in. Hey, Arm James, thanks for joining again, buddy. And let's get your comments up here. Leaders should have exceptional skills above everyone else in order to be a competent leader. Yeah, I agree. I mean, one of the best skills is to know how to pick people, right? If you're a good leader, you pick the best people to surround yourself and advise, right? Not sycophants, not yes men. You do it like Abraham Lincoln did. Hey, you disagree with me. Be my right-hand man. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, because I want to be put in my place because I can have all the greatest ideas in the world. A good idea fairy's right there. telling me, yeah, you should do it. And then you have bro over there's like, dude, that's a retarded idea. Don't do that. Like, oh, why? Why do you say that? I think it's great. Oh, because of the following. That's the people that you want. But Canada has come on, we don't have that. We don't have that. That's why we're in the mess we're in. So that was one thing I wanted to go over. Did you guys see this? Oh, this is spicy. This is so spicy. Harry Faulkner. All right. Harry, I want to get back on your show, bro. We got things to talk about. Let's do a regular segment. Or come on my show, man. Hop on. We gotta unite the Canadian podcast network here. It's the next, it's cable, right? It's the new cable news. Like, let's be honest. The Americans know it. The upper Esh knows that the podcasters have more influence in the CBC. Was only 4% of Canada tunes into the CBC. It's bad, man. It's bad. Nobody believes them. So if you believe me, that's cool. Drop it in the comments. Be like, bro, Dave, I believe you. And you know what? If I fuck up, I'll be the first to say I fucked up. That's the difference. And I got nobody to really pander to, other than Natesto. Talk to your doctor today if Natesto is the right solution for you if you have low testosterone. Thanks to Natesto for sponsoring this episode. So Canadian military internal survey asked soldiers if they had purchased extremism group merchandise with the past 2 to 5 years, such as Make Canada Great Again hat. Here's the full leaked anti-hate military questionnaire sent to all Canadian soldiers. I gotta see this. Soldiers. Oh, can you guys? Okay, let me blow this up as big as I can. If you guys haven't seen this, like I read it yesterday night. I shouldn't have stayed up to read this, but I went down a rabbit hole. I couldn't help myself. Soldiers who participated in the optional survey are asked if they have liked an extremist group post on social media, donate to an extremist cause, purchase extremist group merchandise such as Make Canada Great Again hat. The questionnaire also asked soldiers if they suspect members of their current unit or soldiers outside of their unit belonging to extremist groups. I'm laughing, but this is pure Bolshevism, man. This is like the commissar is coming. Like, what? Are you serious? Are you seriously putting these polls out to the calf? Like, don't you have better things to worry about? Seriously, like morale sucks balls. Do you really think it's like extremism that should be your main concern? How about do a poll on, hey, how healthy are you? Have you gained 20 pounds in the last 2 years? Well, how's your mental health? Does it suck dick? Probably, because this job sucks and there's no support coming for you. Your gear sucks and you're likely going to die in a helicopter crash. Like, where are those surveys? But no. If you get a red hat with white writing on it, oh man, you're an extremist, bro. The questionnaire also asked soldiers to what extent they agree with the following statements, such as, can I say this on YouTube? Can I say this on YouTube? Jews have too much control over certain institutions. It's quoted here. It's quoted here. I'm quoting something here. It's not my statement. It's quoted. Canada appears to be moving towards fascism, and non-white immigration trends are a threat to white people. Who wrote this shit? Like, who wrote this shit? Like, when you're surveying, man, when I was surveying, like, I had no time for any surveys. It was nonstop work, and it's even worse now. And they're saying like, hey, by the way, if you see a guy with a red hat, white writing, can you snitch on him for us? Soldiers were then asked if they have ever searched for and watched extremist music and or videos, sported a tattoo or clothing with extremist symbols, or verbally or physically attacked a member of a racial or religious minority. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo, Carlos, I'm sorry for punching you in the nose when we were kids, man. I know you're Mexican. It wasn't a hate crime, bro. It wasn't. I swear it wasn't a hate crime. I swear it wasn't a hate crime. Oh, what is going on? The survey is part of an independent study in partnership with a CAF titled Hateful Conduct and Right-Wing Extremism in the Canadian Armed Forces, led by Ontario Tech University anti-hate researcher Barbara Perry and David Hoffman from the University of New Brunswick. These motherfuckers need to get the fuck out of the Canadian Armed Forces, like now. These assholes should not be getting any money. The health of the service member is way more important. Focus on their nutrition, focus on their PT, focus on their mental health, focus on fighting wars, not this bullshit. What is this? They're seriously paying these assholes to do research on this. This anti-hate grift, everything is hate. If they came into a mess, God forbid they ever like were a fly in a wall in a mess, the amount of roasting and ball busting, like I missed out on the racism payout. I don't know if you guys did too. But like I learned about it after the fact. Like they were giving out, I think it was like $5,000 if you were a victim of racism. They called me the fucking thick Mick. They're like, hey, drunk fucking Mick. Just because I was Irish. Like, that's racist as fuck. So, like, I would have qualified. How dare you say that, like, calling me a racial slur is not, like, racist enough, you know? Because, like, that's the way it goes down, man. That's the way we bond. Like, if I'm actually upset at you and I want to, like, throw hands, I don't know, man. I really don't give a shit what color you are, where you come from. It's because you're being a dick face. And that's how we resolve things. And if I like you, I'll throw a racial slur at you because I know you, and vice versa. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Maybe you Gen Zers, if you're listening, you're like, oh, that's a safe space. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe this isn't the right podcast for you. But for me, man, that's the way I throw down, man. That's the way like most of the bros throw down. And it's these university eggheads that come in and they're like, that's not appropriate. It's like, yeah, I know. That's why we're in the infantry. We have to go kill people. Do you? No, you don't. So go fuck your hat. Plain and simple. I don't know. Maybe I'm coming from a wrong place. Maybe I shouldn't have written a book called Harden to Fuck Up, right? Maybe that's hate speech too. Maybe that's hate speech now. Anyway, so let's get it. Can we blow up the survey here? It actually says it here, man. Guys, don't answer this survey. Okay? If you're a young private, do not, this is a trap. Do not answer this survey. Throw it out. Use this toilet paper. Don't answer it. Okay? That would be or maybe do answer it. I don't know. Maybe control and like go way off the charts, like make it super like hateful, like yes to everything, like yeah, and twice on Tuesdays, like I wear red hats with white lettering all the time because it makes me feel good about myself and my hatred of brown people. Like that I think that's what they want, right? Because that's going to justify their salaries, because clearly we have a problem in the Canadian Armed Forces with hatred, right? Not the fact that we don't have any wars to fight or that we don't have any equipment to actually fight those wars. But I digress. So anyways, there was a it's a there's a competing troll. Thank you, Catherine from Valor Legal Action Center, for putting this together. I can't wait to get mine. Make calf warriors again. Get your hat right now. Like, don't dilly dally. I'm gonna put it in the comments here. Go fund the legal challenge. No, I don't want to put that. That's my calendar. Go fund the legal challenge against those pieces of shit that are denying CAF members justice. They need cash to fund their legal challenge, their appeal. Go buy a hat. Okay. I'm getting mine. I can't wait to wear it and get some eyeballs on me. Like, you're a racist. Thank you. Thank you for not even talking to me, but just assuming that I'm a racist because I wear a red hat with white lettering. Go get yours. Let's see them all across Canada. Let's make this like the stocking stuffer of this year. The Make Calf Warriors again. I love it, Catherine. I don't know who put this idea together, but it is brilliant. Let's pump this. Okay, let's pump this hard. If you're getting yours, drop it in the comments. I'm getting mine. So let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Let's all get our hats, and I'll be sporting mine as soon as it comes in on the podcast. Faux show. Faux show. So let's get into story time, kids. Let's get into story time. I'm going to share my book here. So slides and PDFs. Here we go. Wait, this is going to take a little bit longer than I thought. Oh, This always happens. Slides and PDF. No, I'm going to present my screen, and we're going to. There we go. That's what I want to do. Share screen. And we're going to get the infinity screen here for 1 second. And here we go, guys. Book right here. All right. So this is the introduction to Harden the Fuck Up, my new book available on Amazon. And this is to give you some context and a sneak peek because you guys are loyal listeners to the podcast. And hopefully get you to buy 15 copies for you and all your friends and family so that we can be a much harder to kill community and allow us to do all the things that we want to do, like become pillars of our community. So here we go. The introduction. You're soft. Accept it. You picked up this book because you feel it when you wake up and when you go to bed at night. There's a nagging feeling that you're not doing what your body is supposed to be doing. But what is it? I'll tell you, doing intentionally hard things. Everything in our environment is telling us to relax and take it easy. You're probably reading this in a perfectly temperature controlled room. I am. Although it's a little bit chilly. Or a nice comfy chair with a full belly of food. I am. Bought at the greatest achievement in human history, the grocery store. It's not your fault. We're all a casualty of our collective success. Don't get me wrong, though. Not having to constantly hunt and worry about a neighboring tribe coming to rape and pillage my kinsmen is a net positive for us. However, we can't out-innovate our genes. We are primal, chest-beating, meat-eating beings that have been perfectly adapted to hunt, kill, make strong interpersonal relationships, and survive in every possible environment on this planet. We're incredible. Yet, your complacency and acceptance of a purely modern lifestyle are causing you to be tired, weak, and depressed. Far from incredible. This book had to be written. Every cell in my body compels me to make myself and those around me better. Having been injured, in pain, and depressed, I felt this awful pull of complacency pulling me deeper into a hole. It would whisper, "It's okay. Don't struggle. Why do more? There are drugs, doctors, and Netflix to fix you. This is the way to happiness." But this is not the path to hardness and the mastery of your life. I'm not the first individual to come to this realization. In a response to his young colleague, Epigenes, Socrates offered a response to his poor physical health. The fit are healthy and strong, and many, as a consequence, save themselves decorously on the battlefield and escape all the dangers of war. Many help friends and do good in their country, and for this cause earned gratitude, get great glory, and gain very high honors, and for this cause live henceforth a pleasanter and better life, and leave to their children better means of winning a livelihood. It's a simple concept. Everything you do in life should make you harder to kill. However, our long nap since the end of the Second World War has left us soft, tired, and fat. Even our warfighters who punch Taliban maniacs in the face for freedom can lose their way and become soft. I know, I was one of them. Since losing my way, I've had the honor of being able to talk to some of the world's leading experts on mindset, fitness, nutrition, and recovery on my Hard to Kill podcast. This book is a summary of all the amazing knowledge I've accumulated over the last 4 years. During my time in the Army, I learned something very valuable. Always pass info along to your buddy. So whether you're a grizzled veteran, an Army recruit, or a greasy civilian, this book will act as a field manual to establish or reestablish your hardness to make you harder to kill. All right, so that's the first little bit. We're going to skip ahead a little bit to where a lot of the reasoning for this book exists. So you can fill in the rest with the ebook or the paperback copy on Amazon and the audiobook, which is soon to come. So here's my mission. If it's unclear for you folks that are loyal listeners, This is the mission that I've established over time, and this is why this book exists. So I've resolved to help 100,000 veterans lose 2 million pounds. This is important to me because without physical health, it's very hard to be psychologically well. If we remember what Socrates said, it's also hard to do great things if you're not physically fit. Here are some sobering facts about veterans' health. Obesity. Obesity in the veteran population is higher than the national average. It's also linked to higher levels of mental health issues such as PTSD. Suicide. Veterans are more likely to die by their own hands than by the enemy's. There are 1.5 times more likely to commit suicide compared to non veterans. Chronic pain. 65% of veterans experience chronic pain compared to 56% of non veterans in the US. Cancer. Veterans are more likely to develop cancer, in some cases, up to 87% more likely than non veterans. Traumatic brain injury. A study of recent era US veterans found that 17.3% of participants met criteria for a TBI during military service, with about half reporting multiple head injuries. So becoming hard to kill. So what does this actually mean and how did I define it? So we can improve these stats, but it's going to require awareness and a blueprint to make it happen. That's why I hope this book serves as. The big picture is that you need to be hard to kill, and I've outlined the word hard as an acronym in harmony with your true natural state. So hard, what does it stand for? It stands for happy, aggressive, ready, and disciplined. So I've been I boiled things down for a healthy veteran to a few key things that are no fail missions. These missions are crucial to your long-term health and longevity and are fully backed by the best science and on the planet and the expert opinions of my podcast guests. At the end of this book, I'll attach a simple weekly training habit plan that you can adapt for the rest of your life. And you can find it on my website. Okay. You can go to hardtokill.org, go all the way down to the bottom of the page, and you can literally just look at 1 week of what that plan looks like. Okay. So it's got no fail missions. It's got the exercises and the activities that you need to do. If you get the book, you'll get the rest of the 3 weeks and their progressions, but you can start right there. And if you want to follow along, you can join the free community. The link is on the website as well. You can join the Hard to Kill community. It's also here in the description where you can ask questions and you can start following along with this simple 30-day challenge that I've outlined in the book and that you can do on your own time in the community as well. So what does happy stand for? Happy includes a massive component of finding out who you truly are. My opinion on happiness is that it isn't pursuit, but a state that arises out of satisfaction with oneself and one's actions. If you're living in shame, dealing with a victim mentality, and ruminating over issues from your service, it's going to be next to impossible, regardless of how many pharmaceuticals you take, to be happy. If a victim mentality has taken hold of you, you need to listen to expert Mark England's words. It's becoming increasingly evident that if you've tried everything to sort out your mental state, psychedelics such as ayahuasca may offer an outside-the-box solution for overcoming PTSD. Listen to the conversations with CAF veteran Ryan Carey and his healing journey. So does that resonate with any folks that are listening? The happiness side of things, like we often focus on happiness here in the West, right? Like, hey, are you happy? How you doing? Like, are you feeling good? But happiness is a state that comes out of fulfillment. So in order for you to have that feeling of fulfillment, like what are you doing in order to get there? And typically what we're seeing is, well, you know what? If you're not feeling happy, how about you take this pill? And that pill is typically an SSRI. And is that pill actually benefiting you? Does the doctor actually know the long-term side effects? Does the doctor actually give a shit if you're actually better? Ask yourselves those questions, because fulfillment is different for everybody. And I can guarantee you, from my experience, you will not be fulfilled unless you're doing hard things that challenge you. You just won't, especially if you're a dude sitting at home taking pills and like being on fob couch, essentially, like living the good life is a surefire way to go on a one-way train to depressed town. So if you're in that boat, like what have you done? Like, I want to know, have you done something to Make yourself feel more fulfilled. It could be literally everything. What I'm doing right now makes me feel fulfilled. Like, me talking to you right now, I know there's literally nobody in this room, and yeah, I see there's 153 people tuning in. Thank you. But I feel fulfilled doing this because I feel like I'm contributing. Because if when I was still teaching in the past, like when I got out of the military, I was teaching high school, but for some reason I didn't feel fulfilled. It didn't feel like I was really making a difference on a level that I really wanted to. Wasn't having the impact. Yeah, like I see students, that are grown men now. Some have joined the army. It's like, and that makes me feel good. I feel that a bit of fulfillment there. But in the moment when I was teaching high school, I didn't feel fulfilled at all. There was a gaping hole, and I didn't know what it was in my soul. And filling it required me to go out and try something on my own, create something like a podcast, like writing books, like helping veterans just unlock themselves, like helping the veterans that just finished up the 30 to lean challenge, where, a guy like Will lost 22 pounds. He's like, dude, my life has totally changed. That is exactly what makes me feel fulfilled. And although I don't do a lot of face to face stuff, which is going to change for next year, that process, that idea of getting up in the morning, that I have people that actually rely on me to coach them and get them to another level, is my fulfillment. Okay. That's on the professional side. My children, that's a whole other level of fulfillment. I always wanted to have kids. So I have something pre-installed. Hey, you have these kids that are beautiful and that you love to death. That fulfills me too. I can go coach their sports teams. That's another side of fulfillment for me. So I try to fill my fulfillment buckets as much as possible and be grateful for them. And I know that when I wasn't doing that, I felt fucking miserable. Like it was not a good place to be in. And so I hope that resonates with you. And if it does, let me know in the comments. Arm James, yeah, taking one day at a time, exactly. And not being too hard on yourself, right? We all have our own progression in our own path, and so this is not a Bible. It's not thou shall live in. It's tools. You put them in a toolbox. It's not meant to be read linearly. You can, but you can go to the chapters that resonate more with you, right? For some, the stuff on mindset will be more important. For others, the fitness stuff. For others, the nutrition stuff. Whatever you need to dial in the most, go to that chapter, right? There's multiple conversations with multiple experts, 19 in total, for every chapter, right? For every chapter heading. Okay. So there's mindset, fitness, and nutrition and recovery in the book. Aggressive. So we got three more to go, and then we'll wrap up today. Aggressive. This is where you need to unleash your inner warrior. Something that I think for a lot of us dudes, we pretend like we get out, and we're like, that's in my 20s, my 30s. That's when I was a lion on the savannah. That side of me, I can just put away in a box, and I'll just go sit in an office and type away, or work for some government department in an office, or whatever. You just sit at home. Maybe you're fully retired. Maybe you're on full disability. Whatever. And you refuse to acknowledge the aggressive side of you. And that doesn't necessarily mean like running and gunning and like doing jujitsu or anything like that, but it probably should. We come from a unique culture. We are trained to kill and fight and get into battles. That's a 0.001% job. Nobody does that job. So you have a unique set of skills and a propensity for violence. Go find a way to express that. So carrying on, it never goes away. On the contrary, going from a state of wartime readiness where you were a lion on the savannah, like I just mentioned, to a cuddly house cat at home is very damaging to the soul. Aggressiveness for men is not about smashing a fist into another dude's face for stepping on your shoe, in my opinion. It's about taking action and being a leader. You need a physically aggressive outlet to express your true self. The research is clear that a discipline like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is a very effective way for veterans to embrace their aggressiveness while building strong relationships with other warriors on the mats. Read more about it in the chapter with Dr. Gino Kalura. I love Jordan Peterson's quote that embodies this very well. A harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very, very dangerous man that has that under voluntary control. I think I'm going to tattoo that on my chest at some point. I think I'm going to tattoo that. That's a gangster quote. I really like it. Ready. Okay. So 2 more to go. Being ready requires a sense of awareness. You don't know what you don't know. How do you go from being unaware of looming threats and issues that can blindside you? Read, listen, watch, and learn from your environment and surroundings. Therefore, read a minimum of 10 pages a day of anything that's not on the internet, like actual books. The long-term effect of consistently reading is the creation of an always appreciating asset that no one or government can take away from you or devalue you, which is knowledge. This also includes making sure your body is ready to absorb any major stress. 2 of the best ways to do that are through cold exposure and breathing exercises. Cold water has been a therapy used since ancient Greece to alleviate the body's stress and dramatically improve mood. Find Brandon Powell's chapter and breathe, motherfucker. So these are areas that for some are completely new, right? The idea of embracing stress and actually incurring it, like voluntarily taking on stress, may be something that you're not ready for. And that's okay. But there's ways to do it that aren't going to overwhelm you and be too stressful. And that's what we call eustress. Going to the gym and lifting weights is what we call eustress. It's a good stress. When you stress your muscles, they have to get bigger because your body is an adaptive machine. It doesn't want to go back into that same situation and be like, oh, it's going to be even harder. It wants to go like, oh, you're going to do that again, motherfucker? Okay, cool. I'm going to be stronger, so it's easier. So it takes less gas out of me for next time. And you keep on doing it and doing it. It's like, okay, I get it. I'm going to get stronger. Like, I'll figure this out because it wants to conserve energy. So it's going to put on more muscle mass. It's going to make your bones a bit denser. That's why you train. Well, the same thing. If you hop into a cold bath, it sucks. I fucking hate it, but I do it. May not want to get in the cold bath. I'll blast myself with cold water after the shower. It sucks, but I do it. Is it going to kill me? It's just going to make me more resilient. And the evidence is clear. It changes you at a cellular level. Okay. You do these little things and you think, it's innocuous. What's that going to do? You do it consistently, bro, your life is going to change. I've done it. I completely changed my life. That's why I'm writing books about it, because I learned from these people, like literally these people in the book. I didn't know shit about any of this. I didn't know anything about it. I knew the basics of biochemistry from school. I didn't understand the application. Now I understand a lot better the application because I have the background of the theory, and now I'm seeing the people apply it. And talking about mitochondria, mitochondrial density. I'm like, I know what those are. Oh, cool. Doing cold baths increases your mitochondrial density. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Doing breath work improves your mitochondria and your, I didn't know that. That's where theory meets practice. And you don't even need to know the theory. You just need to feel good. And if you feel good after this shit, you're kicking ass and taking names now. You're significantly better off. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that when it comes to being ready? Incurring a little bit of stress. Okay. When shit hits the fan, a lot of us learned how to deal with stress in the military, which was, all right, don't panic. That was the point of basic training. Put you under artificial stress, see how you behave. As you become a leader, they artificially stress you with sleep deprivation and then throwing a task at you and then hitting you with another one. Are you going to spin or are you not? And if you do, you fail. All right, do it again. What'd you fuck up? All right. Yeah, you should have prioritized. You should have delegated. Cool. Take a breath, reset, rejig, and let's go. So that's now a different protocol because you're out, but you still have that within you. You can we're still great at managing stress, but now it's just in a different context. So here are some strategies for you that you can use. Curious to know, do you guys have any strategies that you already use? And do you do cold showers, cold baths? Do you do breath work? Okay. If so, drop it here in the comments. Love to hear. Discipline. This is our last one, and then we'll wrap up for today. So discipline. I believe that that the 3 most important daily habits you need to be very disciplined in are your fitness, nutrition, and sleep. I'd argue that sleep is probably the most important, especially for veterans. 8 hours is your baseline. Don't complain about being better on 5 or 6 hours. It's 8. Are you going to argue with a Navy SEAL who spent his entire professional career studying sleep? Read Dr. Kirk Parsley's chapter about sleep. So, Navy SEAL and a doctor. He's legit. He knows what he's talking about. When it comes to fitness, this is a daily habit too. A minimum of 8,000 steps per day is non negotiable. It has to happen. This improves longevity significantly and makes you much more resistant to type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular diseases. Doctors Brandeis and Justin and Ovadia will reiterate the importance of physical activity to ensure your wiener works as well as your heart. Seriously, we talk about sexual health here. That's never covered. I haven't seen it in any book or any podcast, period. But your dick health is really freaking serious. And we laugh about it. And we're like, ha, ha, ha. Veterans have an overwhelmingly larger, no pun intended, proportion of guys that have EDs or erectile dysfunction compared to the general population. Why, you may ask? Because a lot of us are on SSRIs and we have psychological issues. And we may also have mechanical issues from actual combat. These things are rarely ever talked about, but the amount of prescriptions at the VA in the United States tells a different story. They're one of the largest suppliers of pills, of like Blue Chew and Viagra and Cialis in the world, because they have to supply it because so many of the veterans are on SSRIs, or just psychologically it's just not working, or you have cardiovascular issues that are now being expressed in your ding dong because the blood vessels are a lot smaller there. So an early warning sign is ED, that you might have a heart attack. You're going to learn more about it in the book. So lastly, nutrition is where you can either pay the farm now or pay the farm, PHARM, so like Big Pharma, later. The key here is that you stay disciplined on your protein intake every day and incorporate some fasting periods every year. Cynthia Thurlow and Ben Azadi will help guide you to your new nutrition paradigm. Okay, so that is your sneak peek at the intro of my new book, Harden the Fuck Up. Now available on Amazon. I want you to go and grab this book for Christmas. If you start applying even one of the principles here of the 19 that you're going to learn about, you're going to be harder to kill in 2025. You've got theoretically then 19 years worth of improvements in a very easily digestible, easy to read and apply book. There's going to be more because I've got 240 plus episodes. I only picked 19. Okay. So understand the value that you're going to get from picking up a book like this and synthesizing what's going on the podcast. Share with your friends, get them a copy, send it out to the veteran world and just the world in general. We're all humans here, but veterans have a much more pronounced set of health issues because of 20 years of combat. And we're just scratching the surface. And I want to put this on the radar because if we get our veterans healthy, we have a much healthier society. And we're not right-wing extremists like our government wants us to be. Like they really want us to be right-wing extremists. After looking at what we just looked at earlier, it's clear that they kind of want us to be in that boat because, well, if we're not, then, oh my God, all this research and all this money has gone to what? We've just put it into pile and burned it all. Yeah, let's prove to them that we're healthy, hard charging, aggressive individuals. And we're not going to take shit anymore because we're going to be fit as fuck. Simple. Okay. Nobody can mess with somebody that's fit and healthy. It's basically what it comes down to. I want you to be as healthy as possible. And that's why you tune into the podcast. And that's why I do what I do. And that's why I'm on the journey and I'm on the path. And I'm right here with you guys on that same journey. So go ahead to the website if you tuned in later. I'll put it here. The Harden Up at hardtokill.org/harden up website. You're going to want to go over there because that's going to be where you're going to get all the detailed information. It's right here for the book. If you're on the fence, like, I don't know, go read up. Okay. It's already a bestseller. So obviously people are enjoying what's in this book and sharing it with folks. Get on the bandwagon. This has been 3 years in the making. And there's going to be a contest coming down the pipe very soon to get you engaged and having some fun as well. So stay tuned for that. You can get your copy here, and you can also join the mailing list. There's going to be a pop-up that shows up too. By all means, join the mailing list. You get all kinds of extra little perks and discounts for being a member of the mailing list as well. And I hope you enjoyed the little intro to the book today. I'm glad you showed up. I'm glad we have another solid showing here on the podcast. We didn't quite hit 300. We got to get Dave back on, clearly, to do another podcast to hit 300. But I appreciate you all. 177, very respectable. And I'll see you guys all next week. We're getting close to Christmas break. Next week will be the last live show until the new year. So hope to see you guys all there. If you haven't followed me on X yet, please do. I've got a brand new blue check next to my name. And I'm very excited about that, hitting 1,000 followers on X. I never thought would happen, but we got to celebrate the milestone. So thanks all of you for tuning in and listening to the podcast. Do what you got to do. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things. And don't forget to leave a review on Amazon if you have picked up Harden the Fuck Up. Thank you so much. See you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Peace.